Nhi cứ tí nâng trang cầu Mua mong niềm em hông nè chỉ san đồ chỉ sa chi nè lo nè vì do luôn tù nè wo cho lo e lu ti wo tròn thế nè san thọ lờ nè nhớ lo trả cho xe mù cứ chia nó mà nó ý không nhiên mới chỉ cho là hay mà cô chỉ tao tao rồi thì cho tết cho nó họ thì theo bị đồ cứ chia nó tới gì.
Song poetry in the Hmong tradition is a method of carrying story.
Số số kỹ đoan cho lờ liền tay đủ số tí tỏ bì thiệt li tô chi lờ nè nhỏ em cứ chia nó mà cứ chia nhau ý cho lù nó xịt thọ
Kutia is a sequencing of language.
cái mỗi cho cái tu sửa cái khó sửa cho là xịt thọ
Patterns of word that can carry the yearning and the hopes of a people together.
Cô hành chuẩn bị ya cô tôi
My name is Juambiya.
cô ya năng cho tôi hậu tiết chấm lo
I'm a refugee from the country of Laos.
trời lúa chi sẽ ý xì năng ý sẽ bị trở bỏ chúa.
My name is Khao Kalia Yang, and I'm Bi Yang's daughter. 2016, I wrote the song Poet. And the song poet sitting right beside me right here is my father, a Hmong man, a factory worker from the Midwest who will remind others of not loss, but of love. I was born with a love of language, a love of song poetry. From my earliest memories, if there was a celebrated song poet or even anyone just singing at all, I would stand close to them, move closer so I could hear those words. I was a child who knew loneliness early. My father died when I was just 2. My song poetry was my way of expressing what was in my heart, what was weighing me down, and let the wind and the world carry it with me. February 17, Daddy. 1984, yeah. January 10, 1983. Daddy, that's your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your birthday. Daddy, you're 23. When we were in the refugee camps of Thailand, I would sing, and I would sing so that the people who I knew had tears inside of their hearts, that those tears could come out. And so in that way, for me, my process has been very communal, because it was the responses of my audience that prompted my songs to exit into the world and to live on and on. In America, when we got here, I was unable to do what I was actually good at. The gifts that I've been born with couldn't translate. The refugee is inherently brokenhearted, because how can you not, when you've witnessed the death of entire villages, your loved ones left behind? For the refugee to survive in a country like this, finding food for the table, finding drink, all of these are issues of heartache, not just problems to be solved. Unless you've gone through war and unless you've left so much behind, it is an experience that is incredibly hard to translate into simple human understanding. When Galia wanted to write the story of my life, I said, don't write it. It's a life soaked with tears. It's too heavy for the pages. But more than anything, I think I wrote my father's story because people keep, they kept on asking, where are your biggest literary influences? Where did you learn your love of language? And I used to talk about Robert Frost, and I used to talk about Louise Erdrich, who I thought was phenomenal and who is phenomenal. And then there was that day when I realized, my father's poetry. And the truth is, I think my father is quite an incredible man, incredible song poet in this tiny little language. And I understood the vast loneliness of that. To be a great song poet, to be trapped in a language that people are perpetually saying is dying, and he's so keenly aware. Isn't that the stuff of great literature? I do song poetry, and I do it in understanding that because I've raised my children in a different country, maybe they won't understand all the nuances within my songs or even the language. Part of what I burn to do is to preserve this song as a gift for future generations. If they don't like it, that's okay, but if one of them should come searching, that it is there to be found.
My birth mother's blood is smoke stirring in the forest of my forgetting. If blood is thicker than water, then love must be thicker than both.
Lego to the ghetto, where that tego, wego.
Art is My Origin features 3 powerful young artists from the Black community here in the Twin Cities. It is a journey of these young artists finding home through their craft.
My birth mother's body is a leash my memory bites, barking betrayal.
People get a chance to expand their world, expand their knowledge. This is a breath of fresh air.
This is a bunch of firsts for me. It's actually pushed me to want to push more for my performance.
Very powerful. But the power was complemented by the vulnerability. And I'm really glad I came.
Tonight was a release. To see it all come together, bring our living room, bring our gifts, bring our connection to the stage. It felt beautiful.
I like it that it really showed the talents that's in Minnesota, because a lot of time you don't get to see artists like this.
Bewildered to my younger drafts, it
was cool to see the synergy between our pieces.
My mother,
Tish pulled us all together because she knew that we would be responding to one another. So I thought it was a real celebration of like celebrating artists in the community. It was really nice.
People don't have these places that my generation had to go and cultivate the arts. You know, I'll be looking forward to this in years to come and trying to show support.
I am one of 5 brothers: Sejang, Lali, Wong, Meng, and then there's me, Kevin.
Tonight was a celebration of Hmong art in America, across generations, across mediums, and it was also a capacity to dream and to envision a better world. In our case, a more peaceful world. It's really just such a wonderful opportunity for me to be in conversation with my father, whose work inspires me, and then to hear that Kevin is inspired by my work, and then to see how C visualizes the same force that compels me and calls me to the page. It was a gift. The Secret War, the biggest covert operation in CIA history, and its ramifications would tear into the history of a people.
It really spoke to a part of me that I felt I could not express. So it was really touching for me, and it was really special in that way.
It's great to walk into a space where you see the narratives not being compromised.
It feels important that for Minnesota's culture that we're hearing the voices of all the different groups that make up our state.
Wanted to show the kids who they are, where they come from.
I liked how they all preserved our history in a different way.
There are going to be fading marks. You know, parts of us are going to fade. Parts of our culture is going to fade because we're going to incorporate where we are with who we are.
So many of us have such important stories to tell, and when we're given platforms like this to share them out, I think we're able to create connections that mean so much. I'm reminded that the speaker is just as important as the words that drop out of their mouths, and I'm reminded that I'm Kevin as much as I am Zuo.
I walked in, seeing the artwork, and then the audience was already full by the time we came, and then just seeing the performances start was very impactful. I just really almost was brought to tears for some of those pieces tonight.
Art is Creative Native Resilience is a show that I created. I think that as Native people, we're really invisibilized, or we're kind of stuck in a historical context. And these were all young, vibrant, Native people doing extraordinary things.
We stand with the water. We stand here.
And here.
And here. Mini Wachoni. Water is life.
Events like this connect people across boundaries and within themselves. Also showcase new kinds of talent or voices that may not have been heard before.
Take my hand, it will take it slow. All around we go. Yeah, we go.
This is an opportunity for me to learn more about what the Indigenous community wants me to know.
Those teachers didn't break me. Geget, Geabi and Dujibwem. We're still Anishinaabe. We're still Indian. We still stand tall, we still stand proud.
The diversity is what I appreciated hearing, like the different tribal languages from this whole area, the music, the drumming. You know, I flew in from Montana to be here. And so grateful we made it. It was wonderful.
Once we get to do our work, it speaks for itself. I've already, people reaching out to me from the audience saying, I want to connect, I want to work, let's make some things happen. Hopeful to see what the future brings for us.